Welcome back as we move from the last 32 to the last 16. Potential 4 more matches for all of these players as we play down to a winner tonight. First of our last 16 action on this main table sees Dom Cooney take on 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗏. Former World Championship finalist Dom Cooney back in 2019. Former 𝗨𝗪𝗱 Pro Series champion. Very accomplished player. Still fairly young, up against another one of the young guns who's made a big impact on the 𝗨𝗪𝗱 scene already in 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗏. Always looks like a potential winner. Mark Shepherd and Tony Holgate with you again for this one. Same format as ever, race to 8, 50 minutes on the match clock, 30 seconds on the shot clock. And it's Dom Cooney who will have first go at the table. Pretty good position this for an opening chance. All the yellows have a pocket. Bit of congestion around the right centre, but a couple of little cannons or tight positional shots will resolve that pretty easily. This is the first time we've seen these two players out on the main arena table this weekend. So many good players floating around in the draw. Very good snooker player, so very accomplished long potter. Not that this is a particularly long shot, but he was content to leave this at distance. Then he can play the ball right centre next. If the yellow to the left of that pot's to the left centre, he can just do that, or if not, he can take it long for the corner. Yeah, so it does pot to the left centre. That makes it even more straightforward. Just run this ball in. The 8 ball will be there waiting for him.
Nice positive start from Dom. Always had the cue ball in complete control throughout this finish. And this is a message of intent from Dom Cooney as the black goes down. And it is the man from Cambridgeshire who takes the lead.
Kyle's weekend got off to a pretty poor start. Got a heavy defeat against 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏 on Friday. Regrouped, came back on Saturday, won his first match, and then it's won one match already this morning to set up this last 16 encounter. So, red's his choice. Not quite as played. The important thing in taking reds was to try to get that ball out. He was aiming for a full ball cannon on the yellow. Don't think that red pots from where he's knocked it, so may have to come back for that one. The simple pattern would just be to go top left, right centre, bottom right. If that ball pots, obviously, that changes everything that he's looking at now. That looks very tight. Never really looked like he had anything like a full pocket to aim for there. So Dom Cooney 1-0 up, gets invited back to the table for a second chance. First chance in this frame, a second chance in the match as a whole.
Just overran that slightly there, did Dom. Tried to get right behind that yellow to be able to play it in the bottom right. I think that yellow goes. I think it goes off the side rail and then into the red and goes in off the red into that pocket. So I think he could play the one into the middle now and leave himself that shot. Stop the white dead. Yeah, he's just spotted it now. Just want that slight little angle there so he can just pull the cube up the table a little bit. There you go. That's where he wants to go. So he's going to go just into the knuckle and then into the red and cannon this yellow into that corner. Oh, he's hit it. Long way too far up the cushion. Dom hit that. So Kyle will get another chance. Yeah, it's quite nice. So he plays the one down the rail now, just dribbles it down. If you can get the cue ball sort of next to that yellow that's near the black, so he can play the red into the left-hand centre, that would be his ideal position. Another couple of rolls would have been nice. He's okay. He just has to change his plan out the way he pots this. Be careful with the cue ball. Makes that nicely. And just this 8-ball to tidy up this second frame and to tie the match.
Needed 2 chances, but gets it done at the second time of asking. Not the result he was looking for. Cue ball down. First chance for Kyle Cope. Bit unlucky that. Cue ball got manhandled into the pocket by some other balls. It wasn't like he just directly put it in. Ball in hand anywhere behind the break line. Immediately comes down for the difficult red. Don't think that's going to work. I think he was probably playing the cannon there. I don't think there was an angle that he could just drop on that ball. That's okay. He'd like to have been on it. Don't think he can pot it from where it is, but he has knocked it into a potable position. Ideally it would have come over a bit further towards the bottom right corner. That could have gone wrong, but actually not turned out too bad. Coming around again to look at the ball at the bottom of the table. No problem with the pot, but he's just trying to figure out how he'd want to get on it to make it easy to get back out of that area. Just don't want to get stuck in amongst the yellows. An unintended cannon. In an ideal world, he'd have been in a position where he could have potted the ball without playing a cannon at all. Now he's inevitably going to hit the yellow that's to the left of the red. Should be able to make a thin enough contact that it doesn't completely trap the cue ball. Just needs to figure out how he gets the cue ball over to the right hand side. He's trusting to luck a little bit with this.
Big cut now with the red up into the top right. But what you'd expect 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗃 to get very close to. I'm sure the Chambers brothers will be watching on as well in the arena. Rob Chambers, of course, a sort of mentor for Kyle. And obviously they all get on very well together, all from Derbyshire. When he was playing his round before, I did sit, he was on one of the outside tables of, and Rob and John were very intent on watching how Kyle was getting on. Well, Don Cooney missing the ball, but he's not left anything for Kyle. For me, straight past the black, low to left-hand side, off the top rail, kick into that red ball. It goes off the left-hand side rail and back over towards the middle bag of the right-hand side. Hit it a bit wide. He did attempt it.
Towards the middle pocket. No real harm done. He has at least got a pot still.
I mean, you can play the snooker here, Mark, but what's the point? I'd rather play the little cut into the corner. And if you can do, try and nudge that ball on the bottom rail towards the other corner bag. Bound to hold on the two yellows that are sort of near the black spot.
That is what he's going with. That's fine. Just drop the lower of the two balls through to the right centre now, run the cue ball through. Chance that he shouldn't really have had, although it was a fairly tricky finish 𝗘𝗃𝗃 was engaged in. So the important shot coming up now, just looking at where he wants to get position on the final ball on the left hand side of the table. That's the only ball in this pot that in this clearance that could be a potential problem. Won't be as long as he lands nicely on it, and that's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good in terms of the pot, I suppose you could say, in terms of the position. He's just going to have to run the cue ball forward, stay on this side of the table.
He's okay as long as he just gets the cue ball past the bolt line. And that's perfect.
Not a particularly taxing finish, but he's taking these well nonetheless. 8 ball safely down. Dom Cooney goes ahead by the single frame. Meanwhile, both players back in the arena on the main table. 𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗿 breaks off in frame 4. See the back of his shirt, Team Blessed. The other member of that duo is 𝗨𝗽𝗱𝗪𝗇, who we just saw in action against Jimmy Croxton. Yellow's the choice for Dom, which suggests that that yellow at the very top of the table passes the red, otherwise he wouldn't have chosen yellows.
No, it does. It'll squeeze off the knuckle and off the red into that corner. So we'll be playing this one into the middle. Big bag.
I'd like to pot the ball that he's closest to now because it's a pain to get back for, but it's got a good angle on the ball to the top right corner that he's just played, and natural position on the ball over the left centre.
It's had a little bit of a result there with that double kiss because it's brought the cue ball out far enough. They can drop that one that's just up in over the middle bag.
Not entirely comfortable with this position, is he? He spent quite a lot of time lining it up.
Well, certainly want to leave it there where you're bridging over the red. That's a poor shot from Dom.
It's an odd shot as well, because it seemed like that was exactly what he played.
I don't know why he didn't top the cue ball through and go over off the side rail and up. He can't have purposely left himself there.
Maybe just intending to roll forward one ball and just got into it too much. Either way, this is okay. He's a very good potter. I think he'll fancy this ball long to the corner. Natural position for the 8 ball when it goes.
Looks like he's cutting this into the centre.
Yeah, that works just as well.
And that will do for that frame for Dom Cooney. So this for 3-1.
(3-1) safely secured for Dom Cooney on the main show tonight, starting at 5 o'clock. Solid enough break that. Couple of balls finding pockets. It's okay, couldn't avoid the cannon on the yellow. Be happy enough to see it sit over the corner pocket. Maybe the only pot he can go after, so turn out well that it has finished there. Feels like most of the clearances that Dom has been left have not been difficult, but just have had something to think about. He's taken a bit of time each time, just planning out the route precisely.
I just wonder if he's just bumped off the red a bit too far there. I think he has. He tried to land in that gap between the red and the black, and I think he's just bumped off that rail just a bit too far. Yep, something to bend the cue ball. Tricky shot here. Nowhere near. Bit of a careless one there from Dom.
Yeah, especially having got this 3-1 lead. This would be a good frame to have pressed on with. Giving Kyle a chance for the counter clearance now. The red nearest the centre of the table doesn't have quite such an obvious pocket. It obviously goes along to the corner. That's the only real issue you could see. Everything else, well, that's not the best shot. Everything else, I was going to say, has a fairly straightforward pocket. There, he's ended up a bit closer to his work than he wanted to. Should still be fine, but just made this a bit harder than it needed to be. As a result, I had to trust to luck a bit.
He's okay. Just for a fleeting second there, I thought he was going to be in a bit of a bother. But that red will go past into the bottom left-hand corner, past that yellow. So he'll screw up to the middle of the table. He's gonna missed it. Well, well, well. And is there enough gap there for that yellow to go past the red? If there is, he's just given the frame back to Dom Cooney. Tight, but I think it might go. We'll soon know, because if Dom attacks it straight away, he looks quite positive. There's a spring in his step.
The only reason Kyle missed that red was because he was worried about the cannon on the 8 ball. If he'd have landed slightly straighter on it, there's no way he'd have missed it.
Well, a major let-off for Dom Cooney. In goes the black ball, and Cooney now goes into a 4-1 lead.
So back to action on the main table. Frame 6. Kyle Cope trailing by 4 frames to 1. But he has made a ball off the break at least.
Yeah, it's looking hard for Kyle just to get... I don't know, his mind doesn't look like it's on the job. It's a bit fits and starts, and this is what's caused him a couple of problems.
Hasn't been anything major, but it's just been a couple of little errors that have sort of added up. And
Yeah, he doesn't normally look his normal confident self, and he sort of glides around the table when he's in full flow, and it's almost like he's second guessing himself. You know, he'll make the choice, and then he'll doubt himself.
So red's the choice in this frame. Not in perfect positions. Obviously got the ball over the right centre that he can play. This is an important frame for him, both to get himself back into the match and also just to get settled down, try and get some rhythm. It's not been a very fluent match. It feels like it's been kind of fits and starts from both players so far. Averaging about 5 minutes a frame. No problem with the pot here. He's not got the perfect angle. Take the red top right, but then I don't think he's going to be able to get very close to his work for the next shot. Takes his medicine, makes sure of the pot, leaves himself a mid-distance shot, but one you firmly expect him to make. And this is the shot that's going to open the frame up. He's just going to play one good shot here, come round for the other red ball. Oh, he's played that well.
Beautiful shot there from Kyle. There I was saying he wasn't confident, second guessing himself. Produces his best pull so far in this match now. And that's more like it. He looks positive now. He's just a lot more fluent. And that's the 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗵 that I've been used to watching. And he pulls a frame back, 4-2.
Yeah, that's much better, isn't it? So Cooney to break off in frame 7. And that time, cue ball straight in the corner pocket. That wasn't hit by anything. Those are the annoying ones as a player where it's self-inflicted. He has just lined that shot up wrong. Obviously, he doesn't feel that he can make that into a plant, so he decided to just clear that pocket and then come back for the other red. He's overdone that though. He's trying to screw back to leave the red to the top right corner. He'd be annoyed to have slipped out of position already with ball in hand. You can still recover it, but this ball's thinner than it would have been. Well, good news and bad news. It's taking the opportunity to open the 8-ball up. Now, does the red that's next to the yellow in the centre of the table pot to the top right? Evidently not, so has to reach for the back double. Ooh, very close to the middle pocket, but he'll take that knuckle. Just having to dig quite deep at the moment. These shots aren't completely natural. It's going to have to come with another good pot. The only ball that pots now is the one to the bottom right. Once again, close to the middle pocket, but judged that shot well. The yellow and red together. The red evidently doesn't pop because he's been on it a couple of times if it did, so he's going to have to cannon into it. Get there here off a very thin contact, but catches the ball thick, and that's why the pot has been missed. So, chance for Dom Cooney. Camera crew having a bit of fun with some of the crowd. Dom Cooney not having quite so much fun. He's got a couple of clusters on the table that are quite difficult to deal with. So, not tempted by any attacking options. Knows he's leaving Kyle access to the ball over the top left corner, but doesn't really mind Kyle hitting that. Ran out of time in the end, so just had to play something. Not a terrible outcome for Kyle. He's got his red out, but the success of the outcome will obviously be determined by whether Dom manages to make something happen from here. Can go with an attacking option if he wants to, but doesn't have to rush into anything. And that's a pretty solid choice of shot. All the yellows now have a pocket. A couple slightly tied up with each other, but they shouldn't be a major problem. So important for Kyle to get something going here. Oh, it doesn't come much better than that. What a great shot that is.
Unbelievable ball there from 𝗏𝗃𝗃. Just got to get up and down the table now. So you play this into the middle. You want to sort of play it with a touch your left-hand side here because you don't want to put too much on. Well, he's gone the other way. Black must go past that yellow then.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it from this angle, would you? But the way he's played that.
No, I thought he had to come down the other side and go in the bottom right, but there you see, it will squeeze in. Oh, I played that brilliantly. What a finish from 𝗏𝗃𝗃.
Yeah, good break. He's going to be annoyed as he turns back towards the table to realise that the whites ended up getting a bit guarded by a couple of other balls. Still got a couple of options, but if the white had been in slightly more open play, it would have been more straightforward. Just coming around to check if that yellow still plots to the top right or whether he's gone too far with it.
Fairly tight with that yellow going past the red into the top right. Well, I did think it was quite gentle the way he hit that.
Yeah, unexpected to leave that ball short. Not that it's exactly the most inviting position that Dom's coming to the table with. Makes the plant though. Yet again, it's one of these positions where Dom's having to give this a lot of thought. Probably been happy enough that red had stayed on the table. This, I was going to say, if the red goes past the 8-ball, that could be okay, but I think he was trying to play a loss of turn there, was he? Got caught between a few options, none of which were entirely straightforward.
No, I think you could have been right there, Mark. It's a bit of a flailing arm at best. I don't think he's got enough angle to go up there and go into those reds and push that yellow apart. Just want to keep it to come back another roll, and he could have gone into that little cluster off the ball in the middle.
Yeah, and that's what he needs to do at some point. He's got to find a way of getting that ball out.
Well, I think he could have played it well over the bag. He plays it very thin, so the cue ball contacts the yellow and just the edge of that jaw, goes straight over the table into the two reds and pushes the yellow out. Tough shot though.
Yeah, it's tough to judge. He doesn't quite know what contact he's going to make, but it's a big target at least.
That's brilliant. Great shot there from Kyle. And from 4-1 down, and I said he's got no confidence at the moment. He started playing his top stuff. This is his A game. I think he's just got enough to see the thin edge of that black, and he has. 8's down, 4-all. He's made 3 frames in a row now, Kyle Cope.
Time to reset now for Dom Cooney. Scores back level again. Doesn't look delighted with the outcome as he walks away from the table. He's going reds. He can play the red off the yellow that's to the right of the 8-ball to open that pocket up.
Clipped it too thin. He's got to do it again. Me, I roll the ball in the middle and then play that same shot again with the other red. Okay, he's got that one out. But he still has to play that shot at some point.
He's going to be annoyed to have got himself into this position because where he played that shot from the first time, he should have been able to get a fuller contact on the yellow and then he would have had that pocket open already. That's a good shot though. Didn't want to play that shot too hard and risk knocking the red past the middle pocket. Controlled it nicely. got a good angle here to set up the second attempt at clearing the top right corner. The way the balls are now, that yellow isn't likely to go very far, so may need to play this with a bit more pace to spring the 8 completely free.
Well, he certainly doesn't want to hit it as thin as he did last time. Nicely played, but I just don't like the cue ball. I'd have punched that in and brought the cue ball back so I could play the red in the corner, to be honest.
He has played a better shot on the yellow though. He got it exactly right. It wasn't guaranteed that it. Oh, he's played a poor shot there.
Snooking himself on this last ball. Things are not going Don Cooney's way at the moment.
He's going to be furious with the way the last few frames of this match have gone.
Yeah, I just didn't like that shot in the middle. Just did not like it. And there, you see, he was running out of time. Had to just fire the cue ball as hard as he could into the red. And from 4-1 up, Don Cooney has just watched this match sort of evaporate away in front of him as 𝗏𝗃𝗃 has grown into it. Very nice snooker there from Kyle. You know, I just never like that shot. Ball in hand coming right up for 𝗏𝗃𝗃. And from 4-1 down, he now has the balls to go into the lead for the first time in the match.
Having got off to a good start, the wheels are off a bit here for Don Cooney. It's all starting to look a bit ragged suddenly. 𝗏𝗃𝗃's got to be very happy with the way this has gone. There was a moment it looked like he was going to get frozen out and it was very hard to see him going anywhere, but he's got better and better. More to the point, he's got given more and more chances. Just the simple stuff to do in this frame, and then 𝗏𝗃𝗃 is going to be ahead for the first time.
So from 4-1 down to 5-4 up, 𝗏𝗃𝗃 edges in front for the first time. Very good cue ball there from 𝗏𝗃𝗃, straight back to bulk, like an arrow.
It's funny, we haven't been playing the golden break rule this weekend, but we've seen an awful lot of 8 balls end up in or over pockets, and mostly from front ball breaks, which isn't normally the way. It's normally when players are trying to get the 8, they try and cut break.
This is a massive chance now for Kyle because the reds are all there. He pops these in, gets 6-4. Let's say he does it in a couple of minutes. You know, you're leaving about 4 minutes and you're 2 ahead. It's just so big.
Well, 6-4 is just going to be such a big lead. Given the way things have gone for Don Cooney, he's not going to be feeling happy about the situation he's currently in.
No, this is now desperate position for Don Cooney. There's nothing he can do about it. He can only watch and hope that something befalls 𝗏𝗃𝗃 while he's knocking these balls in. But he certainly upped his game in the second half of this match.
And this is good from Kyle. He's come good at the point he really needed to in this match. And more to the point, he's got his opponent parked in the corner with, one's got to imagine, a few negative thoughts going through his head.
And he started to play with the clock now as well as Kyle. This will be the full, this will be 14 seconds before he hits this. Squeeze every little bit of time out of that clock.
So painful, isn't it, when you're sat there watching this, if you're in Dom Cooney's shoes.
Down goes the black.
It really needs to get something off this break. Well, for a moment it looked like the something he was going to get was going to be the white. He'll be very relieved to see that stayed up. It's not the best leave though.
Going to have to be yellows for Dom.
Yeah, no choice. The position, he doesn't really want to be, but what else is he going to do? I think he's going to have to just roll this one in the corner, drop the one in the middle, and then try and make something happen.
Absolutely. He doesn't have the luxury of time on his side.
I mean, it's not the worst layout either. It's not perfect, obviously, but you've got to be happy to be at the table with a chance. Well, what's he done there? I don't think that's how he played it, is it? Surely he's just trying to land on the one to the bottom right.
I think he's a bit bewildered how he's gone from 4-1 up to 6-4 down.
Oh, the wheels are totally off now. And that could be the end of the match, because 𝗏𝗃𝗃 has got a good chance for a clearance, and even if he didn't make the whole clearance, he can spend a minute or two going about it. You know for sure he's not going to be rushing into anything.
Well, no, very quickly he's called his extension, so we'll chuck another 20 seconds off there. Thank you.
Very mature clock management this from 𝗏𝗃𝗃. He knows exactly where he is in this match and what he needs to do to get it won. Clock drops below the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, and he's going to put himself on the hill as well. It's just pretty much match done and dusted. 𝗏𝗃𝗃. We are presuming he's going to progress. Not only that, if Kyle wraps up this frame and goes 7-4, it is Kyle to break in the last frame as well. What we consider will probably be the last frame. I don't think we're going to have much time for anything else. Hello, where's the cue ball going? Well, well, well. There is time for Dom Cooney. What a twist this could be.
Surely he couldn't, could he? He has just about got time to clear this and get one more frame afterwards, and that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, but he will need Kyle to make a mistake off his break.
Well, that's amazing. That is a twist you did not see coming in this match. What on earth has 𝗏𝗃𝗃 done there?
Don't know, very loose from him.
Well, that's
I
crazy.
think he'd already thought he was through.
A match that, for all the world, should have been 7-4 is suddenly at 6-5, and there's 1 minute 40 remaining on the match clock. He doesn't care if it's a good split. He just wants to keep Dom away from the table. Oh, he has got it off.
Oh my God.
What are we seeing here? Dom Cooney, 1 minute 35, and a chance to make a clearance to level the match.
Oh my word. Can you believe it?
Could we be on course for our first 6-red shootout of the weekend? Dom Cooney's taking his time at the moment, but he's got to commit to something and go for this clearance. Yellow's his choice.
1 minute 10. Plenty of time in the grand scheme of things.
It's a big ask, but it's an ask that he's plenty capable of. And he looks like a different player from the one that we saw 2 minutes ago, sat dejected looking in his chair. You could do this, you know, Tony.
It looks like we're going to a 6-red shootout for the first time this weekend. And that's incredible.
That's a great shot. Played a good cannon. Can just leave a natural angle.
Got plenty of time.
Played the best shot there, but he can run through for the 8 ball. So this 8-ball to take us to what seems now a fairly inevitable 6-red shootout. Oh, that's absolutely incredible. A moment ago, it looked like this match was all done. 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗵 has gone in off, playing position to a simple 8-ball, and has allowed Dom Cooney right back into this match.
And now he'll need to save some energy now for this.
So, great break from Dom Cooney. This could be a quick time. Just needs to hold himself together, stop the cue ball travelling. Just overdone that, wanted to screw back. Oh, and he's missed. That's the thing you absolutely can't do in a 6-red. Could still be a good time though. He rolls this ball into the middle, just runs the cue ball through. He can still set a sub-25 time.
I'll tell you what, he's done very well there considering he missed the ball.
Sets a time provisionally around the 24-second mark. He'll be very annoyed with himself to have missed that ball, but good recovery after the miss. It's a good break. It's not a dissimilar break to the one we saw from Dom. If he doesn't miss anything, he should win.
Yeah, this is good. Just hesitated there a little bit. Don't like that cue ball running.
Just got to gently roll this ball along the rail. Don't try and do too much. Ball to the centre, then run round for the last ball. This is going to be very close. If he makes this ball, 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗵's going to do it. And he does.
Wow.
What a performance from 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗵. Dom Cooney comes up to shake his hands. He thinks that's enough. We'll get the official time confirmed in a moment. What an end to the match we have seen here. 23:56 confirmed as the time. So by just over half a second, 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗵 wins the 6-red shootout and goes through to the quarterfinals. Dom Cooney was ahead in the match. He was down and out in the match. It looked like it was all done. Then suddenly he was back in it. But ultimately, 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗵 did it the hard way, but he got the job done.